3i, unit conversion. The process of converting measurements into equivalent values of different units, which means that the number or magnitude will be different. An example of this is $1 is equivalent to the value of 100 pennies. The value is equal, but the magnitude is different, 1 versus 100, and that is due to the difference in the units, the dollar versus a penny. $1 is not equal to 1 Canadian dollar, although the magnitude is the same. This is due to the fact that $1 is not equivalent to 1 Canadian dollar. $1 and 1 cat clearly illustrates this. They have very different units, cats versus dollars, even though the magnitude is the same, both 1. To do conversions, we use something called a conversion ratio or conversion factor. We will be essentially multiplying by 1, since anything multiplied by 1 remains the same value. If we keep the units in mind, we can use equivalent values, which are essentially equal values, to convert the measurements. For our example, we will convert 5.28 millimeters into kilometers. Now, millimeters are very small compared to a kilometer, so I predict that 5.28 millimeters will have a very small magnitude when I convert it to kilometers. We will start off by multiplying it by 1 millimeter over 1 millimeter. The bottom 1 millimeter, the one in the denominator, will cancel out the millimeters attached to the 5.28. However, the millimeter in the numerator returns the millimeter back to the measurement. It's still 5.28 millimeters. To remove the millimeters, we need to change the 1 millimeter in the numerator to meters. However, we know that 1 meter is not equivalent to 1 millimeter. Looking at our SI table, we see that 1 millimeter is 10 to the power of negative 3 of 1 meter. That means that 1 meter is equivalent to 1,000 millimeters. Equivalent values, therefore, would be 1 meter over 1,000 millimeters. Now, these look different, but they are equal in value and are essentially 1 to 1 in ratio. We are multiplying by 1. Because of the millimeters in the denominator, it will cancel out the millimeters attached to the 5.28. The meter in the numerator will remain. Our answer is now 5.28 meters over 1,000. Now that our measurement is in its base unit, we can continue on to convert it to its kilometer units. Because of the meter in the numerator, we will need to have our conversion ratio with the meter in the denominator. The meter in the denominator will cancel out the meter. We will put a kilometer in the numerator because that is what we want our final unit conversion to be. Now remember, 1 kilometer does not equal a meter. Referring back to our table, we'll see that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So now our ratio is 1 kilometer over 1,000 meters. The meters cancel out, leaving kilometers. Our measurement is now 5.28 kilometers over 1,000 times 1,000, which is the same thing as over a million. Our 5.28 millimeters converted to kilometers equates to 0.0000528 kilometers.